For years, foldable phones have promised the future, but one ugly line always ruined the illusion. The deep crease down the middle, a constant reminder that the screen was never truly whole. But now, Samsung may have finally done what many thought was impossible, because our first real look at the Galaxy Z Fold 8 display suggests the crease is almost gone. And when I say gone, I do not mean slightly better, I mean shockingly flat. Because at CES, Samsung showed a new panel called the Advanced Creaseless Display, and when it was placed next to the previous Fold, the difference was immediate and dramatic, even though the Z Fold 7 already reduced the crease compared to older models. You could still see it under light or from an angle, but this new display looks like a normal slab phone screen, smooth, clean, and seamless, like there was never a fold there at all. Now, technically, if the light hits at the perfect angle, you might notice a very faint line. But that is extreme pixel peeping, because in real-world use, this is as close to crease-free as foldables have ever been. And the fact that Samsung pushed the technology this far is honestly insane. So how did they do it? Samsung has not fully explained the engineering, but we already know this old panel is paired with a laser-drilled metal display plate, which spreads the stress across the screen instead of concentrating it in one fold line. And that stress concentration is what creates the crease over time. So by redistributing it, the display finally looks like one continuous surface. But here's where things get really interesting, because this exact same display is also expected to be used in Apple's first foldable iPhone, which raises an uncomfortable question. Could Samsung have done this earlier? Probably. Did they wait until Apple was ready to enter the foldable market? Also probably. Ridiculous, yes. Effective, absolutely. And Samsung is not stopping there, because they are also rumored to launch a second version of the Z Fold 8, a wider model that is shorter and broader, closer to the proportions expected from the iPhone Fold, a foldable that feels less like a remote control and more like a real tablet when opened. And yes, this model is also expected to use the new creaseless display. But now let us talk about the rumor that honestly sounds too good to be true. Because according to a major Korean publication, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 will pack a 5,000 mAh battery, which is already impressive, but the wild part is that they also claim the phone will be noticeably lighter than the Z Fold 7. Not by 1 or 2 grams, but a lot, suggesting a weight of around 200 grams. And to put that into perspective, the Z Fold 7 is around 215 grams. The upcoming S26 Ultra is expected to be around 214 grams, and the iPhone 18 Pro Max is rumored to be roughly 243 grams. So if this actually happens, the Z Fold 8 would be more than 40 grams lighter than Apple's biggest flagship. And that is not a small difference. That is the kind of weight you instantly feel in your hand. And somehow, Samsung is supposed to do this while also increasing the battery size, which is where things start to feel optimistic, because Samsung already pushed weight and thickness hard with the previous generation. So shaving off another 15 grams while fitting a much larger battery would be a serious engineering flex. Meaning this rumor deserves excitement, but also skepticism. And finally, let us talk about pricing. Because early reports from Korea suggest Samsung plans to keep the Galaxy Z Fold 8 and Z Flip 8 priced the same as last year, meaning around $1,900 for the Fold in the US. Although other regions remain unclear, and that is where things could get messy. Because while the sticker price may stay the same, manufacturing costs are rising, and Samsung could quietly respond by cutting pre-order bonuses like free storage upgrades and trade-in boosts. Meaning the price might not rise on paper, but the real cost could. Either way, it is still early and nothing is locked in. But one thing is clear. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 is shaping up to be one of the most important foldables Samsung has ever made. A phone that might finally erase the biggest flaw foldables have had since day one. And with a new design, a nearly invisible crease, potential weight breakthroughs, and Apple entering the same battlefield. The next foldable war is about to get very interesting.